Hey, good morning, Internet. Welcome to More Than a Few Words, the video version. I'm Sam Montoble, joined by Lorraine.
Morning, everybody.
Happy Monday. How you doing?
I'm tired.
Me too. It was a long weekend. But speaking of long, this year has just felt so long. I don't know why. But with everything wrapping up, this is the time of year where not only personally, but I feel like businesses start getting a little introspective. They start thinking about the year that was, the year that's going to be. But we kind of make that a normal part of our routine here at RoundPeg.
We do. I think it's really important. I think we talked about business planning a few weeks ago, but planning is not something that you do once and then you wipe your hands and say, okay, we're done. If you really want to make progress, you really kind of have to build into your routine kind of a weekly sort of look at what are we doing, what's working, what's not working, and where do we go next?
Yeah, and for us that's Wednesdays. We have a standing meeting, unless, of course you're out of town or, the office is just a wasteland of people missing. We have a standing Wednesday meeting where we sit around and we talk about, we call RoundPeg our most important client. And we just kind of talk about what are we doing, what's working, not for ourselves, but for our clients as well. And I think it's just great.
For us, the Wednesday meeting actually came out of something called the EOS. It's part of the Entrepreneurial Operating System. If you've not read it and you own your own business, you definitely should take a little time to read either Get a Grip or Traction, which are both books on that subject. But part of that model is identifying what's working and not working in your business and committing to saying, we're going to work on this problem this week. And giving yourself permission to say, we're not going to work on those other things right now, but this we're going to fix.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're doing right now came out of a Wednesday meeting. More Than a Few Words, the podcast, More Than a Few Words, this, just a few words. We just kind of go over everything.
Well, and it started, and it's interesting because I now have a team that is entirely different than the group of people that I started this process with, but that legacy and that behavior of Mondays we get together and we talk about our clients, but Wednesdays we get together and we talk about RoundPeg, and we make a very specific, this week we're going to talk about this, so people come into the meeting kind of prepared. They know what they're going to talk about. We map out action plans, and if you could see our whiteboard, it's got stuff written all over it, and sometimes it gets erased right away, and sometimes it stays up a little while as we actually kind of work through what we're working on. We set goals and targets, group objectives, personal objectives, and I think it's a really healthy thing for an organization.
Yeah, you should see the whiteboard. It looks like we're mapping out a conspiracy theory right now. So what would you say, advice for people wanting to pick up a similar model of their own for their business?
Well, first off, I would totally recommend reading, and I particularly like Get a Grip, but reading it a couple of times, because every time you go through, you're like, oh, I can do this, or I can do that. And then start really attacking your business and outlining, these are things that are going to take a long time, these are quick hits, and kind of having that process of, this week we're just going to work on this, and being okay that that's all you're going to solve this week.
Yeah, and you can always save it for next week.
Absolutely, and it's really fun at the end of the year, I'll go back and I'll look at kind of my checklist or my notes of all the things that we did and all the things, the redesign of our homepage, the redesign of our resource pages, launches, changes in how we operate internally, and you look back and you're like, wow, we got a lot done.
Yeah, so when you're feeling introspective, this time of year you can look back and have some good feelings and confidence that it was a year well spent.
Awesome. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, you know what? Check out all the cool stuff that we do on our website, on More Than a Few Words, on Alexa. Look for Just a Few Words. I think that's a wrap for today. What do you think?
Yeah, let's call it. Bye, guys.